So we got checked in. We're good. And where is he? Oh, there he is. So we got checked in, and we're going to take our first flight to Chicago. Yes, it's going to be how many hours?
Let's see. About three-ish.
How about 3 hours? So we almost made it. We just have to run. Oh, that guy in the back though. We just have to run really, really fast to get to our gate. That guy though, look at him. Like, can I zoom in? Oh man, I'll try to zoom in. Hey guys, it's Achenga. We finally made it in the Ivory Coast. It was a very, very long journey. It was like around like 24 hours. And so we left in the morning from Houston. We left like around like 10, was it 9? 11. We left around like 11:55 from Houston and reached Chicago. Um, so from Chicago we had a connection going. From Chicago from Chicago we're supposed to leave to Brussels, but there were a lot of problems, technical difficulties. Like I think there was one thing was like maintenance, and the other one was like I don't know, there's not enough food or the plane is not clean. So we got held back like 2 hours, and our flight from Chicago to Brussels is 8 hours. So on the way back, I was like praying that we don't miss our flight, because when Madison, which is Madison, our team leader, um, looked did some research. There's actually one flight that goes from Brussels to the Ivory Coast like every single day. So if we miss our flight, then we have to wait for another day to go to the Ivory Coast. Um, but thankfully, we were able to reach Brussels airline. We had to just book it and run because we will miss our flight. But God just had it, like, was in control, and we were able to reach our gate before it was closed, and we got into the plane, and afterwards we had like around 6 hours flight from Brussels to Ouagadougou, which is in Burkina Faso, and then we had like an hour ground time for Burkina Faso to to the Ivory Coast, which was like an hour and 10 minutes. Um, what just I learned that sometimes you just have to calm down and trust God, like He's in control, because it's very hard to, especially when you have deadlines and timing and everything, and you're like frustrated. So I realized that sometimes I just had to sit down and breathe and relax. Something that's really interesting, um, that I saw today, as we got back, there was actually a church. They came back from Israel. They had some kind of like vacation, and it was really nice to see them celebrating and singing and even like praising God in the middle of the airport. They just stopped at everything at the luggage. Like they were praying and singing loud, and just thanking God for getting them back like safely. And I just found that like I found that amazing. And I was like, I told Madison, I was like, you know what? I want to go to church right now. So it was just great. And it was like a side of my culture that I didn't know, that because every time I went to the Ivory Coast, it was always calm. People just come, and but there was like a big celebration for the people who came back, and just they praising God. Um, yeah, and we met our missionary. We got some food, and we met his family and everything, and we got back at the hotel. So we're going to stay here for a day and for a night, and then the next day we'll see what's going to happen. So that's my update of the day.